Kids are stupid. This is a universal fact that nobody can deny. They suck on their thumbs, they try to eat sand, and they cry. They cry and cry and cry. In that sense, they're pretty similar to us adults because we cry as well. But let's not talk about personal problems. Today we look at r/kids are freaking stupid. Before we start, make sure to subscribe if you want to see more epic content. And yeah, let's begin. My 3-year-old is angry because the beavers keep chomping on the tree. Was on the bus the other day and 2 kids about 10 were in front of me. One of them said that his parents won't let him get a dog, so he used to stare at the sun to try to make himself blind so he could get a guide dog. No doubt he was waffling, but you have to admire his imagination. Listen, it's just thinking outside the box. This is what schools have been teaching us all this time, right? If you want a dog, just stare at the sun until you go blind so your parents get you a guide dog. Here we got an epic burn by a toddler. My 7-year-old staring in my face. Me, what is it, sweetie? My 7-year-old, is my nose weird too? Kids are delightful. Oh, so your kid looked at your face and was like, is my face gonna be like that? That's a mega yikes, oh my god. When I was 8, I had an older YouTube channel with like 3 subscribers. Once I hit 5 subscribers, I was gonna do a fan meetup, and I put my actual address in the description of the video. Wait a minute, you're telling me you're not supposed to put your actual address in the description of the video? Here we have some advice from an adult. A tip to new parents. 3-year-olds will lock you out of the house, in the snow, without remorse, and will think it's the funniest thing that's ever happened in the history of the world. It's all fun and games until the hypothermia sets in. Honestly, the 3-year-old is just testing your survival skills. I mean, if you can't survive being locked out of your house, are you really worthy of being a parent? Listen, what you gotta do is go to the hardware store, you know, get a giant sledgehammer, break open the door, and then take your toddler, put him out in the snow, and then lock the door. That's what I would do, you know, tit for tat. Children ages 3 to 5 are truly something else. I'm a tour guide, and at one point on the tour I ask if anyone has any questions, and today a girl immediately yells out, "Have you ever killed someone? And are there bodies in the walls?" When I was like 7 or 8, me and my sister washed my dad's car. I saw a spot that wouldn't disappear with a sponge, so I grabbed sandpaper. My dad never let me wash the car again. Oh, sandpaper. Alright, got it. My little sister found out that one of her Pokemon cards was fake, but instead of throwing it away, she decided eating it was the best way to get rid of it. Honestly, when you've been let down that hard, I think the most appropriate way to get rid of it is gastric acid. I don't even know if your stomach can like dissolve it. I guess it depends on the card if it was like paper or something else. I believe for an unbelievably long time that Washington DC stood for Washington the Capital. I wasn't the sharpest child in the shed. Wait, what does DC stand for? Isn't it Columbia? D something. I don't know, man. For a kid, the capital just sounds like more in tune with our age. You know, there's like the baby, you know, it kind of lines up. I'm dying right now because my 5-year-old just told me that he thinks you go to the police station to buy donuts. Yes, the fat police officer with donuts. The stereotype that has been ingrained so much into toddlers' heads. You'll love to see it. You actually specifically buy it from the police officer from Simpsons. So Aiden is pretending to be a superhero he created called Itchy Man. Apparently, Itchy Man throws balls of itchy stuff at his enemies. I found this out when Aiden yelled, "Hey bad guy, look out, I got itchy balls." Listen, as much as I believe toddlers are pretty oblivious, I feel like Aiden knew what he was doing over here. The coincidence is just way too strong. I feel like Aiden's got some, a mature brain. But honestly, going up against itchy balls seems like a terrifying prospect for a villain. Happy Valentine's Day to my 7-year-old self, who secretly ate the entire bag of Red Hots instead of putting them in my classmates' Valentine's cards. I barfed spicy red barf all night and couldn't go to school the next day on the most candy-filled day of the year. Lessons were learned. Fellas, can we get an F in the chat for 7-year-old Darcy? My daughter has always been a think later kind of girl. Ah yes, jump first, think later. My 6-year-old's kindergarten teacher was doing a bring me a dash game in Zoom class, and she asked her students to bring any pet animals within reach. And I turned just in time to see my 6-year-old carrying my 2-year-old to show to his teacher. My 5-year-old nephew asked asked how long my newborn needed to charge before he could go home. It's a heart rate monitor. Listen, honestly, I'm with the nephew on this one. Like, can you blame him? Like, all this time we've just been seeing, like, iPhones charging like that, you know, any device, a laptop or whatever, a remote or anything like that. So naturally, they'll think that toddler is charging as well because, you know, it's completely out of commission, and then you're plugging it in, and look at that setup, bro. You're trying to make the toddler look stupid. I still can't imagine learning on Zoom and seeing the inside of a teacher's house. When I was a kid, I didn't know teachers had first names and thought that they slept in the school. Yeah, honestly, when you think about it, it's probably like a completely different experience for today's kids, especially those that grew up during the pandemic. Okay, for this one, I forgot to take a picture of the caption, but pretty much a toddler put like a ball underneath the blue bowl and switched it around like a magician and said, oh, pick which bowl you think it's under. But the thing is, she put it under the blue bowl, so it's always going to be under the blue bowl. 1000 IQ toddler once again. When you get little, you'll understand. My son explained to me why I'm doing his arts and crafts for him. Honestly, you deserve it. Like the amount of times we get told, when you get older, you'll understand. Oh, you'll learn this in the next grade, and then you just never do. They just keep postponing it more and more and more. And honestly, it's like super frustrating to hear. So the toddler is just kind of giving you a taste of your own medicine. This told my nearly 5-year-old that he had dirt on his face. He said, I can't see it. And I said, well, you can't see your own face. He said, yes, I can. Then started turning his head and eyes around, convinced that if he found the right angle, he could see his own face, but was very disappointed when that didn't work. Not a lesson I thought I'd have to teach him as a father. I think he's inherited your IQ as well. So when I was in the 4th grade, a kid in my class really had to use the bathroom. So he did the only logical thing and waited for the last minute before he had to go and yelled, Mr. B, I gotta go poo real bad, and ran out of the classroom before the teacher could say anything. 10 seconds he came back crying and said, I didn't make it. Aw, poor kid, man. Nobody likes pooping their pants, man. But yeah, why do schools make it so hard? You have to ask the teacher permission to like poop and pee. That's like a dictatorship, dude. You shouldn't be asking permission for basic human functions. And more importantly, the teacher shouldn't be able to deny permission to do that. Like, that's just fricked up. When I was 8, my mom sent me to my room for half an hour for a reason I can't remember. I decided the best way to get out of it was to spend a little over an hour using colored pencils, paper, and tape to make a Luigi costume. I thought a Mario costume would be too suspicious. I stuck all the parts on myself, including a fat mustache, and walked into the living room, where I proceeded to tell my mother that I don't know where he is, I'm Luigi and not him. But I'm sure that wherever he is, he's learned his lesson, in a horrible Italian accent. She just let me sit on the couch and watch TV in my costume, after responding with a smile, and I felt so proud that I fooled someone as smart as her. There's a bunch of possibilities here. Maybe your mom was just stupid and she actually fell for Luigi. Maybe you're actually a master of disguise and you don't remember it because your IQ has dropped since you were a child. I was playing hide and seek with my little cousin, 3 years old. He found me, so I said I was my identical twin. I don't even have a twin. He believed me. I said I was hiding behind the curtains. He ran over to the curtains, so I ran into a different spot. Eventually, I had to confess. He hit me. Ah yes, the old identical twin maneuver, the oldest trick in the book. Every time I'm listening to my 80s playlist, is this guy dead? Is this guy dead? How dead is this guy? Me, just sobbing quietly into my tea. My family never did Santa Claus. They wanted us to know that we're getting presents from them, not him. The thing about this is, sometimes the conflicting info would mess with our little kid brains. Once we were talking about Santa in the car, and my youngest brother loudly exclaimed, Santa die! He apparently had firmly believed that Santa had been real, but died somehow, and other parents just weren't telling the kids that he had passed away. Oh my god, what is this? I had a sneezing attack, not sick, and my daughter made me a potion to feel better. If you drink this potion, you're about to die in like 0.25 seconds. What all do we have in there? We have crayons, and what else is there? Is that biscuits? I don't even know. Is that a highlighter? Oh, man. So one time, me and my friend were playing rock, paper, scissors when I started to win every time. This eventually led to people gathering around, watching, and as I won for the 10th time, he said, we're not friends anymore, and walked away. I never saw him since. You think rock, paper, scissors is a joke, and you think you can just win 10 times in a row without letting him win even once? Honestly, what's the probability of that, dude? Like, 1 by 3 times 1 by 3 to the 10 to the power of 10? Jesus Jesus Christ. There's no way you won 10 times in a row. We're not friends anymore because you're a liar. That's why. You don't want to be friends with a dirty liar. My kids are currently playing in real life Among Us. I only have 2 children. Yes, when you get to the meeting screen, you have 1 vote, and he votes against you, and then just nothing happens. And then he chases you around with a knife for like 45 minutes and just stabs you right at the door. My 1.5-year-old breaking down because I won't allow him to eat the diaper rash cream before bedtime. Honestly, let him have it. Let's see how the little sucker likes it. He met Iron Man out of costume. It's just Man now. My son proposed to his fiancée about 6 months ago, and she said yes. They're super happy. We love her family too. I just found out today that another girl is in love with him and plans to propose next week. Should I say anything? Oh, and also, he's 4. They're all 4. Things that made my toddler cry this week. Only wants to go up on the seesaw, not down. I wouldn't serve her hot ice cream. Her shadow is copying her. She doesn't want to have bones anymore. How about your kid? Honestly, the shadow thing pissed me off as well, bro. I feel like shadows are specifically created to annoy children. Also, your toddler is a psychopath. Hot ice cream? Ugh. Yesterday, I was watching some gameplay of a battle royale game. My little brother came and said, "Oh, you're watching Fortnite." I asked him why does he think it's Fortnite. He said because they walk the same way. He thinks everything with third-person perspective is Fortnite. Oh my god, this is annoying. This is like people hearing songs and being like, "Oh, is that the TikTok song?" No, it's not the TikTok song, you idiot. Look out, world. My 4-year-old daughter is a tic-tac-toe prodigy. Oh my god. It did say connect the circles in a straight line. That's exactly what she did. When your kids make you so proud. Years ago, I took my little girl to the park. We stopped a while at the pond as there were children feeding the ducks. One kid noticed my daughter watching and offered some of his bread cubes. "Thank you," my daughter said gravely, and ate them. Here we have a video that I can't play, but pretty much she takes some eyeliner, applies it on her head, and asks, "Do I look good?" My 6-year-old left me a few cookies. This is some real a-hole stuff. Listen, when he asked for 50-50, he said 50-50. I'm reminded of when my English teacher mentioned that Walt Whitman was gay. One of the large local suspension bridges is the Walt Whitman Bridge. A kid had a meltdown in the class because I've been on a gay bridge. Not for laughs, he was actually mad. Almost had to go home. Keeping it in the spirits of postcards to the military. Happy Valentine's. Dear soldier, my name is Donovan. I want to give you a Happy Valentine's card because you're probably never going to see your family again, so I want to let you know that I care. Sincerely, Donovan. Children are the best fundraisers because they don't understand economics. Principal, the student who raises $500 for the school will get this free hat. 12-year-old me, that is such a great deal. I bought this torch some months back when I was working to have water at work, and my son asked me where I got it, and I told him I pulled it out of Minecraft. He's still mad he wasn't able to take one out of Minecraft himself. Audrey, 6-year-old, Daddy, life is like chess. Me, how? Audrey, you have to move. Truly philosophical. Is that Socrates, dude? Father to a 5-year-old, I'm glad I made the cut. I love mom. And then plus dad. When I was around 4 years old, my father tried to explain evolution to me, and I ended up believing that my grandfather had been a monkey when he was a child. Kid thought that a glue mousetrap was a phone. Okay, I think I'm gonna end it there. Hope you guys did enjoy. Make sure to smash that like button if you did. Do subscribe if you're new. Let me know if you enjoy these Reddit type of videos, meme type of videos. Give it a like to boost it in the algorithm. Comment something below. And yeah, have a wonderful day ahead. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.